Hi everyone, my name is Cassie Gregory and I'm an illustrator for Tigris Illustrations. I paint spirit animals, and this kind of series is my exploration of art therapy because I've always been an advocate of creative therapy and exploring your inner psyche, and it's part of the work I do because I believe that a lot of magic and a lot of our intuition comes from our subconscious mind. And I know art therapy is such a new thing. It's been around for a long time, but it's just starting to be an accepted way of therapy. And I just want to show you through my own journey that it's quite magical, the experience and the things that you can discover. Um, I'm happy today that there's nothing real personal that's come up, but I guess it is personal because today I'm going to be sharing my fears and I kind of exploring what it's like for me to be an artist and some of the, I guess, barriers I have and some of the ways that I had to break through it through this therapy session. Okay, so it started off really simple. There's always a grounding with Gaia. Her name's different names. I just call her Gaia, just because I said last video she's a Mother Earth energy and she's very gentle and I connect with her very well. So I was very lucky to find someone that I could experience a connection with. Okay, so the first time it's just getting my feet on the ground, sitting on the edge of the seat and just feeling the ground with my feet, feeling how heavy it is against my feet, and then becoming the tree. I've used the tree before, like putting my roots deep into the ground. Now I'm going deeper, 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 imagining my body is a trunk. Feel how solid it is. Feel it being your strength, your pillar of strength. Feel it holding you through this time. Even if there's a little bit of wind, a lot of wind, it's still holding strong, still fierce. And then imagine your energy reaching up to the sky and just feel that energy and strength that you have in your body and just breathe and come back to and ready. So just a simple grounding exercise was happening just to, I guess, get my body ready for the whole experience of, I guess, the art therapy experience and exploring my inner psyche and feeling what needed to come through. And then I must have been in a panicked mood because then she asked me to look at something in the room that I guess made me feel calm and collected. I looked at my backyard to my garden, and I've mentioned my garden a few times. I have a beautiful garden and just connected with one of the trees out there until I felt that inner calm within myself. So then there was, what would you like? What energy has been coming up during the week, or what um, issues that did you find coming the week, or when you did your exercises last week, what came through? And so this is me exploring my other exercises and just, I guess, exploring those power symbols I did last week. And a few words came through. I found one that was really important is, when are you going to see that, when are you going to work out that you're special? And the gold threads, my love and kindness one just changed to gold threads. Like I just imagine gold threads going through the energy of myself and the energy through the people I care about and holding them together. And then my theme came up is coming to life, the warmth after the snow. I explored that because in my last session, I found myself in the snow and it was cold, and I just felt like I wanted to explore that part, that feeling of me, and just imagining coming back to life after that time in the snow. And I spent a lot of time with that. And I did notice a few synchronicities in my week that I wanted to sort of explore is, the flower that hasn't bloomed, that came up in a computer game, a movie, and a book. And I thought this is probably going to be really important to me. I even have a quote that I wrote down from the computer game because I thought it was really special. I'll just see if it's with me. at the moment, or did I leave it in my other book? I must have left it in my other book. In my other book. But just the whole idea of just something that feels plain and ordinary, but once it starts to bloom, it becomes in its element, and how people can find something that's quite ordinary, but if they allow it to be its natural self and be in its element, how beautiful it actually is. And I like playing with that idea throughout the week. So those are the things I explored through my homework, and I still kept with the dreaming, life, dragons, expansion energy throughout the week. And I found that exercise very soothing for me every day. But coming to this week, with feeling everything and just sort of knowing the topic, I've been feeling most frustrated with myself at this point in time. And I said, I seem to be one of those people that I get so far in life and then I find myself hitting a wall. If I had to talk about the color, it's kind of like I have all this yellow, green magic energy, but then it sort of hits a wall and I can't break through it no matter how much I try. And it just gets so frustrating. I feel like the gap's not even this big. The gap's kind of like this big, but I just can't get it through my head of how I can sort of explore this or work it out so I can sort of get past what I'm doing. So this is where I got to, I guess, be a little bit creative, because I was talking about colors, because colors to me was the easiest way of talking about how I hit this silver blue wall and I got all these energies, like lots of energy just keep hitting it, but it just feels like it's just hitting it and it's sort of really frustrating me. So I decided to work on that. I said, mind the drawings, it's just drawing my feelings. And how I draw is usually, apparently, when I was drawing this one, she said my energy was like, so when she heard me scribbling on the paper. So this was my first drawing. And then she said, okay, so what did you feel anything? I said, I wasn't really concentrating on the feelings when I was doing this, but I can sort of feel that there's a lot of energy coming up this way and to stop here. I feel like I have broken through at some point, but then I wrote the words connect and help. And I said, maybe this is my helping point. I don't know. But this feels like this is where I'm at the moment. My head's really against this wall. But instead of just allowing it to go through, I feel like I'm just bang, 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 bang. She said, okay. So she asked me to sort of concentrate on that part because she said that seems like my focus at the moment. And she said, with both hands, because this was done with my left hand, I had to do it with my left hand. She said, with both hands, can you draw that little section again and see if anything else comes through? But she said, this time breathe it and think about everything that you're doing. Think about the feelings of what happened in each step and draw it again. So this is the second bit. To me, I felt I drew this first. And I felt actually calm drawing this wall. Like I thought this would be my biggest anxiety. And I felt very, very calm drawing this wall. Like there's not really a break for me. But when I was started drawing this one, I felt lots of energy. I kind of felt really nervous and I guess guilty and gross about myself and horrible about myself and feeling like everything was a little bit scary as well. And so I did this one and I explored that feeling more about discovering that this was me, that it was, my problem was me. This wall is more an internal block for me. It's not an external block at all. It's an internal block for me. So as you can see, me is like this snake-like figure. I don't know. I see myself kind of that way. This is the energy I'm working with at the moment. Stakes have been very important this year. It's easy to describe myself in that energy at this point. But to me, it's like I'm meeting the wall head on, and I'm keep trying to break that wall and get through that wall. That's me. And the second part of me, I've drew this second one. I thought that was my energy. Like I sort of seen this as my like energy to get this done. Like it's never ending. This is going to get done, but I don't know how. But it just feels like the energies just keep breaking on this door. Parts of me have gone through, but keep breaking on this door where I was calm, but now I'm at the point where my energy is getting quite frustrated and aggressive. So that's how I felt. And I said, there's hope on the other side, but I think I'm stuck here because I'm not sure if this is what I want. I need to know more information. And it's a common theme of mine because I do a lot of work. I'm very like hard at going to my dreams. I get hard at my dreams, but when I'm so close, there's a part of me that says, is it what I really want? And then I sort of bang my head on the wall just to keep getting more information when the information's already there for me, but that's just my personality type. It's like, is it what I want? Is it what I want? So like that sort of energy, like biting at it, and but retreating at the same time, just asking for more. I need this, but then not actually going through it and seeing what's happened. And I think that's where my frustration is. And so I described this to her, and there's other, I'm not sure if you see it, but there's orange and that saying there's a lot of force going on around here, and it's quite exhausting for me to do this to myself. And we talked about why I might be doing this, and I think it's because I want things to change, but I don't want everything to change. And I explored those relationships close to me. It's like, I know that once I break through that wall, I'm going to be a different version of myself, because it's going to be a different sort of energy for me to break through that wall. I already can feel it. I already know it. I think once I get there, there's going to be a lot of work that I need to do. And I had a conservative husband. I love him to death, but he always worries about, to me, because I'm more a risk taker, it's me naturally. But he's kind of like a solid foundation for me, and I don't want to disappoint him or lose him, obviously. And both of us have different energies, and to me, he's kind of like the solid foundation that I feel like I need his support. I don't always tell him this all the time, but he's very important to me, and I really need his support doing this. But him being such a conservative person sort of makes me feel let down, and kind of feel like I guess he doesn't really care about my dreams or care about where I want to go. I know that's not the truth. I just think he's a bit more conservative with the life he wants for us. And I just feel like we've got different expectations to each other. His dream is like settle down, get a house, and that. My dream is get my dream career and then get a house. So you can see there's a conflicting thing, but he's very important to me, and I don't want to disappoint him. So I found that was the root, that I need my solid foundation of people who love, trust, and care for me. And I need their support, because I think without that, part of me would be broken. And it's one of the reasons I want to succeed, because then I can share my goodwill more. I can expand my relationships more, do more with my relationships, do more for myself, and do more for people outside of me if I could just break through this wall. So I have good intentions, but then I'm worried about it, like, the security of my relationships as well. So it's very conflicting, because if you really think about it, does it, like, I think it will be okay, but I'm not sure because of different ideologies, I guess. So that was the story that came through during this picture, and why that wall's there for me, because I want change. I definitely want change. That's why I'm banging my head against this wall. But I don't want to change everything. I don't want to lose those things that are important to me. I just want to change myself without losing those things important for me. And so I had to write a lot of I statements to support myself through these beliefs. So I'll read out what I wrote. I am comfortable to be myself. I don't need to be aggressive to be who I am, because there's been a few times that I felt like saying, no, this is who I am. You need to trust me. You need me to do, I need to do this, to my husband, him not always seeing my side of who I am. Okay, so I am trusted to become an artist. I will be successful at this. No one will hate you for living your dreams. People will still love you when your heart's desires being met. I am a beautiful, capable young lady. I don't need to fight to be heard or to be seen. And people see me and respect me for my struggles. And then I respect where I've been and where I've come from and where I am now. Okay, so there were the I statements that I wanted to support that part of me that's come up through the image in this process. And so from there, she asked, what's the true one? What has the most energy for me? And I guess trust. I just want my husband to trust me that I'm doing the right thing, not just for myself, but for us. And I feel like this is the right thing to do. And I wish I had a lot more trust with my decisions in life. And I just feel like I am trusted to become an artist. I trust myself to become an artist. I am trusted to become an artist was the biggest thing in this whole image that came up. And as you can see, it's quite a process to get there, but to me, it makes sense that why I'm so angry and aggressive and why this energy is going towards this wall, but why I keep retreating, because it's like, why can't this happen for me? Why can't people just trust me around me? Why can't they just let this happen for me? It's kind of that sort of energy, you know what I mean? It's like, it's there, I can see it. Why can't others see it? And it's interesting, the whole process. So next, my energy, you probably feel it now, it's quite racy at the moment because of the feeling that the whole feelings that's going on through this story. I'll just call them stories because we all have these stories that they tell themselves. And as you know, manifesting, you got to look through these stories. And this is why I think art therapy is good, because it's plain as day why it's there. And it can help you, I guess, reestablish these stories within you in an energetic way as well. People don't say this about art therapy, but it does. It's very much energetic work. Okay, so you can see everything that's in that picture now, can't you? Even though it's calm, you can see the other part of me, the energy just sort of banging. And this wall is really calm, really, when I painted that one. It's just, and you can see the part where I can see the picture, I can see where it's going, and I can even draw a big star there just to saying like there's hope, and I can see it for myself, but there's something there. I think I even, on this one, I drew the penetration with my color of me breaking through that wall. And closer up, it looks a bit more calm because you can see even with this one, it's chaotic. Don't know where I'm going. I'm no one there. And there's a lot of energy behind what I'm doing. I put a lot of work into what I'm doing. Okay, so the next one was a physical exercise. And this one I had to get up and really meet that wall and see if I can break through it and see what's beyond that wall, or see what happens when I got to that wall. And to be honest with you, I was quite nervous just walking towards that wall. I even found it hard to walk to that wall. And my breathing was like I was holding everything in. And so going to do step, 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 I finally got the courage to walk up to that wall. And the first thing I did was my curiosity set in. I opened a small window. And then I popped my head through. This is my mind. I popped my head through, looked around, seeing if it was too hard to fall, or looked up in the sky. And to me, I think this image would look quite chaotic to anyone, but it looked so familiar to me. It looked like totally like my energy. But I saw all these black crows in the sky and these like purple vortexes just coming from the earth to the ground. And it was all purple, like the whole sky was purple. And to, as I said, to anyone else, it looked more chaotic and quite interesting. But to me, it got me excited and really got my like really interested. Like I was like, oh, I want to see more. I really want to explore more. I know it looks a little bit dangerous, a little bit scary, but I really want to see more of this. So I walked through the door. I mean, what happened is like, oh, I like this, put my head back and I asked my heart, can I open this door further for me? I really want to open this door. And so the door just opened for me. And I walked through that door. And I got really excited going through, like touching everything around me, watching the crows around me fly up and fly around me. And they flew with me and kept me safe. And I looked around and I just thought, no, it's like exactly me. It's everything I thought my energy would be. And so I turned around and I looked down and I saw my husband. It's like, are you ready to come here with me? I want you to come through with me. I need you to come through with me. And him being a bit hesitant, sort of went, okay. But I grabbed his arm, I pulled him up through this door, and I walked through it with him. And then when we walked through it together, I saw this ledge, and over the ledge was the forest, and the crows were still there, but I just saw a forest. And on the forest, there were I guess, the plains and all that kind of stuff. So it was like high up on the cliff, but it's like, and I said to myself, this is my world. This is our world. So I guess it was that invitation into my world and a breakthrough. And so, and this made me feel happy, I guess, to sort of walk through and to say, well, this is who I am. This is my world. This is how I see the world. And I'm going to show you my pictures. She's told me this time when she was observing me. Okay, keep hearing noises. She told me this time when she was observing me that it wasn't as aggressive, that this, when I was doing this art, it was more internal. Like it was something I maybe hid to myself, or the image I hid to myself, and this may be the hope that I see and the future I see, and that it's very internal and very personalized, and I don't really share it to with everyone or hardly anyone. It's internalized at the moment. I think she's trying to prompt me to say that you need to share maybe this part of yourself with others and let people know that this is what you're feeling. But she said that it's funny that the forest means a lot to you, and the forest, and I had to explore that. The forest has always been a kind of safe spot for me, being around nature as well. I think it's just a psychological thing of sort of the expansion, the possibilities of what could happen if you sort of ventured into the forest. You don't know what's going to happen next, and it's exciting. And I guess you could even see with my project, the Guardians of the Green, it's all about the forest and the special creatures that you meet and the possibilities that are in there for you and the excitement there. So, and I think walking through the forest, even in stories, is a big transformation for everyone. And so I guess I want to take myself through the forest so I can allow myself to transform into the person I need to be, to test my strengths, test my abilities, to expand myself as well. So that was brought up in this session as well. So I had to concentrate on this image. Since there was crows there, sorry, I got a cough. She asked me what the crows were. I said, well, to me, like crows are like myth, like, you know, I said I like shamanism and I'm reading into it. And I've always believed in animal spirit guides, and they're always with me. And I guess when I was walking up the street today, I saw a crow and I noticed that it was looking at me. And so I said, "Hi, how are you, crow? How are you going today?" It didn't run away from me. It looked more like me. It's like, "Oh, you're talking to me?" And I carried on with my day. So I don't know if it's because I saw the crows today or if there's something more in it, or there probably is something more in it. So sorry, maybe a bit of clearing because I feel like I'm getting a bit of asthma now. But yeah, so then I had to remember this image and just intuitively make a sign for it. So I don't have to look at this image, but to think about this feeling, I can just do this sign to think about this feeling. And so I came up with this sign. To me, this sign is like a mirror into my soul, or a portal into my soul. So I need to work on this every week. Every time I want to remember that, I need to hold my hands like this and put it near my heart and just breathe and just remember that. But when I did it with her, I sort of picture myself growing wings, because wings are always an important imagery for me as well, and becoming the crow. And this time when I became the crow, I didn't even have to ask for permission to go through that window or that door. I just flew through it with love and grace. And that was a really important thing for me to feel, important thing for me to do, I guess. And to have that sort of thing to work with this week would be a good feeling. So my homework this week is to work with that energy of that dream, and also just feel into my dreams, look into my life and see if there's any common themes coming up. And we're working with that. So that was my, I guess, artistic journey this week. As you can see, like through an hour session, these are quite prominent. Even with someone as spiritually evolved as me, it sort of helps you work through things that are coming up from you and you're not really sure. It makes them, I guess, more clear. And as always, people say, I always say, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? All the time. It's a bad habit I've gone myself into. She said, I bet it's not a bad habit. I bet it's a bit deeper than that, Cassie. And so my other homework this week is to say, I know what I mean. You just have to know, as long as you understand it, people will understand it. And I need you to explore this so you can get confident in, I guess, speaking what you need to say to others. Because she said, I'm not saying that you're not a confident person in speaking, but I just feel like if you know what you mean and you understand what you mean, and isn't that enough for other people? So that's my other homework, is to say, I know what I mean. Every time I go to say, you know what I mean, I have to say, I know what I mean. It's such a funny thing. It just makes me giggle because it's something I've had all my life for a long time. And people have tried to get me out of that habit and say, Cassie, you don't need to end your conversation with that. People don't understand what you mean. They'll ask questions. And I realize that. But I need to get that confidence to know what I mean, I guess. I know what I mean. So that's another little key thing I need to work on this week. Anyway, thank you all for listening. I really appreciate you being on this journey with me. If you have any questions about art therapy, or if you want to know more about my journey or more about myself, I'm happy to help you with that, or help you find a great art therapist to work with. I'm also have a calendar where I can share my art with you guys. So if you're interested in knowing more about myself and my art and the type of work I do outside of my art therapy sections, I have a 2021 calendar called The Guardians of the Green, where you can explore my own journeys through the forest and come up with the unique inspiration that I've had during my year of exploring the idea of walking through the forest and the themes of the forest, and I guess discovering more about yourself in these journals. I mean, well, I call them journals because they've got little quotes to represent what's the energy of the image is about, as well as a gratitude list. And gratitude is something that I use all the time because you don't expand unless you realize and you understand what you already have, and you're grateful for that. So, in a way, that's a good way of manifesting more, because when you're asking for something or wanting something or wishing for something all the time, you're just really chasing away. In a way, it's sort of, you have to get past that want feeling all the time with that fear of losing something to attract more. You just got to know it's coming to you and want to know it's coming to you. So, gratitude list is great because you can always say, I'm happy I have a loving partner. I'm happy I've got a beautiful home. I'm happy that I have a part time job that supports my dreams. And plus, it just gets you in a better energy. Like, I'll talk about my retail job because that's probably been the hardest thing for me to accept in my life for a long time, because it's feels like completely somewhere that I really don't want to be. But I've turned that around to saying that I'm so grateful for my retail job, and because it supports my dreams to become this artist, and supports me being able to give you good stuff. I mean, well, not good stuff, but stuff that comes from my heart and stuff that I put energy into and stuff that I really believe in. It gives me the opportunity to share my message with the world and help you guys. So, with that energy behind my retail job, I just don't see it a job where I go and die. I see it for a job that helps me expand. And that's changed my whole relationships about work. Me and the boss get on a lot better. He actually says thank you now. I have a great relationship with my customers and fellow employees. And there's a part of me that actually looks forward to going there now, even though all I want to do is being an artist. But there's a lot of great things about being in a retail job as well for me. And that's the connections I make, the experience I have with people. So I don't know why this is coming up, but this just felt really important to say at this point in time. And I guess it's just the gratitude. When you learn to be grateful for something, the whole energy changes, the whole space changes. You can transform anything with gratitude. Anyway, love and light, Cassie. I'll let this go because I want to keep these short, because you don't need to hear my whole life story. You just want to know about art therapy and the sessions we have. Let me know if there's something else you want me to explain in the videos as well. Anyway, love and light, Cassie. Bye, all.